Kenny, it was a challenging weekend for the Whitworth women's basketball team. Going in, a certain amount of optimism for both of these games, and then a couple of hard-fought matchups that didn't go our way. Take us back through the weekend and what you learned about this team.
Yeah, two very similar games is how they felt when you kind of look back at the box score afterwards. Starting with the Saturday contest against Pacific First, you tie the second and third quarter, then you get outscored by 4 in the first, 3 in the 3 in the fourth, and it's a game where it doesn't really feel like it's getting away from you. They go on a couple runs. I think they got the lead up to 10, maybe on a couple occasions late in the third, early in the fourth on Saturday, but just a game where just possessions kind of add up. It wasn't a super high scoring or high paced game, but just something where we knew going into this weekend, and really kind of the thing for the season for us, limit a team's three-pointers as much as possible, but really the key has been limiting our turnovers and limiting another team's offensive rebounds. And when you come out and a team has, they're able to get a second shot at it on half of their misses, that's just not a, recipe for success for this group. And then going to Friday's game, kind of pretty similar as far as what our issues were. I think the highest amount of turnovers we had forced, I think they had about 25, so I was really pleased with a lot of the defensive efforts we had, especially in that first half. But again, when we're not able to get great looks against a defense which posed a little bit of problems with all the switching that they did that we were prepared for, and we're giving them multiple looks at it, and then they let a couple of their players who like to shoot get those shots off, it just makes it really difficult for us to execute on the floor when we know going into a game what we want to accomplish, but we just struggle to kind of make that transition from going into a timeout into the next segment, or, halftime at both games being down, I believe, like 4 and 6 points, knowing exactly what we need to shore up, being aware that they're also going to make adjustments, but not able to, impose our will like we would have liked to.
How much of this is also a very young team learning how to take the show on the road and be the same team on the road that they have been at home?
I think a thing that, aside from the previous conference weekend, it's not like we had, enjoyed a ton of success necessarily if we were home or away. So it was something where it was more so just building off of the confidence of winning 3 out of the last 4, going on the road against teams that are hungry. After a couple of weekends that they might have not been the most happy with, we just have to respond and adjust to those things. It's something where with all the non-conference games we have in November and December on the road, I feel like that prepares us well to be comfortable away from our home surroundings. So youth always plays a part of it, but with all the experience that I think our younger players have gotten, that's somewhat out the window, where it's just like you just have to go out there and play. It doesn't matter if you're playing, juniors and seniors on the other team, and if we have 3, 4, even 5 freshmen out there at times, you just have to respond, adjust, and make the best of every opportunity.
This week, it's our split week where we have the Wits on Tuesday, and then we're going to close out the first half of conference play against Linfield on Friday. Talk about the challenge. These are two more really good teams. Talk about the challenges that each of them will present.
Yeah, we communicated, right after the game to the team on Saturday that, things don't lighten up just because we go back home. Even though it's a comfortable surrounding for our group, it's something that, coming in, whatever preseason polls are worth, these are 2 of the teams that were picked atop our conference, and we know we're going to need to turn around. It's nice being back at home, and, the formula is the same as it's been. It's just whether we can execute it for a full 40 or not, like we did a full weekend ago, and that we weren't able to do this weekend. Just taking care of the ball. Both teams are somewhat similar as far as they run a variety of things. They have solid guard play, some quick guards, but they play inside out with really solid bigs and Baker and Landis that we're gonna have to contend with both days. So it'll be nice to have a little bit of a break. There's not a break necessarily, but just be able to turn around and play Tuesday, stay at home, and then prep Wednesday, Thursday for a Friday night contest again against Linfield, like you mentioned. But just having a quick turnaround here, it's something where it's nice to be able to try to hopefully right the ship on Tuesday night and flush the results from this past weekend. But it's something where it comes down to us. The team's been very well prepared as far as adjusting to what other teams are putting out there on the offensive and defensive end. It just turns around to us being able to do what we want to do and not necessarily respond to the run that another team makes. With a group in Whitman that's 5 seniors juxtaposed to us coming out starting on the floor, it's just going to be a thing of, if you just come out ready to play, that's going to be half the battle. Can't spot a team 4 or 5 baskets or 4 or 5 points early and then expect to have to come back. So we just need to be ready to play, and it starts tomorrow night.